to you. This is a phenomenal move in the market right now. Just take a look at what's going on. I mean, we are actually from the lows, we're talking about a 150-point up move in the market. And this last surge is absolutely stunning. A lot of it is actually coming in from banks. Look at that. Yeah, that's almost a 1% recovery from the lows if you track it. Let's pull up some intradays. Axis Bank, for instance, which was sulking till a while back, that's decided to move higher. That's the Nifty bank for you. SBI is moving higher. So this last leg, this big thrust is literally coming in from a lot of these banking stocks. ICICI Bank is now piling on more gains. Very, very big moves coming in as we're getting set to wind down the day. Mayuresh Joshi is with us now to wrap things up. Mayuresh, great to have you on the show as always. This has been quite a bull's party today, right? They've completely decimated the bears when perhaps the bears thought they had the upper hand. Let me ask you about the banks. There's a lot of news flow, of course, including the story that we had on IndusInc. If you are looking to buy one of the main blue chip large cap names afresh, which bank stock would you back?
Afternoon, Surbi. First of all, I think wishing you, Rima, Sonia, the entire team, Pavitra at CNBC-18 a very happy Women's Day, and to all the viewers of CNBC-TV18 as well.
Thank you.
When it comes specifically to banks, what has probably transpired in the last few quarters has been stellar numbers that have come through. Even in the past quarter, when you're probably looking at how the numbers have stacked up, both in terms of advances growth, deposits growth, the NIMs have been very, very stable till this point of time. And the expectations in terms of asset quality pressures have come up significantly, whether it's for private as well as the public banks. To come to your questions on the larger names, obviously, I think HDFC Bank is coming very, very close to its pivot at this point of time as we speak. There has been price damage to a certain extent in stocks like a State Bank or an ICICI Bank from the larger names. But HDFC Bank supposedly has the relative strength still maintained with that. All the key features and dynamics that we were just speaking about, the bank has probably managed to maintain that. The merger, yes, I think that is a big overhang at this point of time with the merged entity names coming down to a certain extent. But overall, I think the franchise remains extremely strong. So I think on the buy watch list from the larger names, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank do feature in. Within the mid caps, the stock that probably stands out is Federal Bank. A strong set of numbers, expectations of mid-teen loan growth going forward. The restructured book at 1.75 expected to come down. Credit costs are expected to come down significantly as we speak, and NIMs expected to get maintained around that 3.3% mark, with GNPs, net NPs expected to come down significantly. GNPs at 2.4 expected to come down below that 2% mark as well. So I think a few banks that we have on our buy watch list.
All right, Mayuresh, hi. Mayuresh, I wanted to ask you about some of these steel tube makers. You know, earlier today we had this company, GTL Industries, it used to be known as GTL Infra, and they've done quite well. I'm just looking at a chart, you know, whether earlier everyone used to only talk about APL Apollo, which is in a league of its own in terms of size as well as valuations, but a couple of these other names, Rama, you have GTL, they have done pretty well, JTL. Any view on this space? Any stocks you like from the tubes, pipe space?
Afternoon, Nigel. So I think when it comes to the overall methodology in terms of our earnings estimates that we have at only 20-25% earnings CAGR that we probably see on an annualized basis over the last couple of years, along with recent quarterly earnings, be to that extent as well. I think APL Apollo probably still stands out to be one of the better players. Yes, I think the compounded rate at which APL Apollo has grown over the last few quarters has been humongous. But if you look at the